I think obviously the first time now for our guys to go on the road in league play where teams know each other a little bit better. Hopefully we've taken some steps forward from Purdue last week into the Rutgers game on Saturday. I think we're going in the right direction. I know the guys are excited about now trying to take this on the road. It's a huge challenge. Indiana's one of the best offensive teams in the country with one of the best point guards in the country, Yogi Ferrell, running the show. So we know it'll be a hostile environment, but I know our guys are looking forward to it in terms of can we take another step forward and how are we going to handle the environment of the road and continue to grow as a team.
Greg, do you, when you look at three-point field goal percentage defense, is that a stat you pay a ton of attention? I know a lot of people don't even believe in that because they think there's only a certain number of things you can control with that stat. And the reason I'm asking you is obviously because Indiana is a very good shooting team.
Shoots
you
it really
guys,
well. Yeah.
You guys are towards the bottom of the Big Ten in that category. So I guess what's your thought on that?
It also depends on the volume that you shoot. You know, you can shoot a few number of threes and make a lot of them. Your percentage looks really good. Or you can shoot a lot of them and not shoot a great percentage, but you still want to be in that 33% range because then you're trying to be at 1 point per possession, so around 33.3, somewhere in that range. And it obviously varies on your opponent, who you're playing, how many threes you get, what your philosophy is offensively, how much you want to touch the paint, how your team is made up. This year's team is probably not as prolific from three in terms of the number of three-point shooters we have, so we strategically scheme a little bit differently to maybe not take as many when we don't have to. So, like I said, I think everything is a little different. Indiana shoots a fair amount of them. I know they make 10-plus and maybe a few more at home in terms of makes. So that's a big part of what they do, and it's a big part of how they play with a lot of the weaves and the dribble handoffs and the ball screens and the things that they do to try to force help. And Tom has done a great job over the years of changing how he's played based on his personnel. You know, if you look back if I went back through the scouting reports of when he was at Marquette, you'd see something totally different than what he's running now, and he's adjusted to when maybe having four perimeter guys around a little bit more. They played a little different when they had Zeller. So it's, that's every year you look to maybe you don't change your overall philosophy, and we've tweaked and morphed things through the years too, based on personnel and where our strengths were and when we were a little younger in an area, so we tried to shade towards experience. But obviously the three is a big thing, part of what they do, and it's not the only thing they do. They obviously can hurt you at the rim, and Bryant is a developing post. I think Bielefeld has helped them, obviously bring some experience, and he's transferring from Michigan. So they have a lot of weapons. They put a lot of guys, and it can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
Greg, you guys have had success recently in Bloomington. What makes that such a difficult place to play, though?
Well, they've always had very good teams for the most part. You know, that's in large part what makes a place difficult to play, and that's what's made our place difficult to play in for teams through the years is the guys that run around in the jerseys usually do a pretty good job. But obviously they're very passionate about basketball there. It has a long-standing history in that program that goes way back, even before Coach Knight. It's something that they're very passionate from a standpoint of how they fill it up, and they're loud. The configuration of the arena probably makes it louder than normal based on how the stands are configured and the bleachers or the seats and everything. So it starts with having a good team, and then obviously you have a fan base like theirs that has a long-standing history. You know, they can I can go back through Indiana history I watched growing up, but I always pretended I was Steve Alford out in the driveway. I used to have a hair like him, but that's obviously changed. And so there's he was playing there obviously during my high school years, and that's somebody I tried to emulate. I think you look across the conference, and you're going to see a lot of places that are tough to play, regardless of size, of how many people are in there, and it's in large part due to the players that are on the floor.